Good morning. I want you to think about your favorite place. Picture what it looks like. Picture what it sounds like. Everyone has a favorite place. For some, it may be sitting in your bed watching PewDiePie videos, and others, it may be by the beach, on the sand, in the woods, or on the court. Our favorite place gives us joy. It calms us and it grounds us. For me, my favorite place is Camp Mara Vista, run by the American Youth Foundation in Center Tuftonboro, New Hampshire. I've been going to Mara Vista since I was 8 years old, and this will be my 6th straight summer. My family is big on tradition, and I first learned of Mara Vista from my older cousins, Katie, Sarah, and Beth. When I was little, I would listen to their stories and couldn't wait to be old enough to go. My 2 older sisters, Elizabeth and Anne-Marie, also went to Mara Vista, but only for a few years each. I'm the youngest one in my whole extended family to go, and I'm going to be the only one in my immediate family to complete the entire camp program, which ends after 11th grade with a grueling 130-mile, 3-week hike called Odyssey on part of the Appalachian Trail. Some of my favorite traditions at camp are the Arlos, where we get to do the dishes with our cabin mates while blasting music. I also like the Ort Report and the song that goes with it. Every day, we try to limit the Ort, which is wasted food. We can eat as much as we want, but they ask us to be mindful and only take what we are going to eat. We can always go up for more, but this greatly limits waste and is good for the environment. One day this past summer, we got 0 Ort and we had 300 people eating. I also love the tradition of councils. We have lots of versions, including Candlelight Sing and Low Council. My favorite day is opening council, where we gather as a group for the first time and sing songs around the campfire. My saddest day is closing council, where the Voyager and Odyssey campers receive their rugbies and vests, which is a huge deal, and where we have to say goodbye to our camp friends for another year. My first 2 years at camp, I went as 2 weeks as a pioneer, and my cabin name was Little Bigelow. By years 3, 4, and 5, I was going to camp for 3 weeks at a time and had already made some of my best friends. This year, like every year, I can't wait to go. Camp is fun, but also a lot of hard work. Hiking 12 miles and canoeing 6 miles in one day might sound exhausting to you, but if you're with people from my camp, it is an experience you will never forget. We have done this for the last 2 years as Trailblazers, which is the upper school grade levels at my camp. As people like to call it, the hiking trip is type 2 fun, and the canoeing trip is type 1. Type 2 fun is not as fun in the moment, and you question why you came to camp that year as you struggle to climb the mountain in the pouring rain, but the bonds you create and the memories that you make last a lifetime. I know this sounds like no fun at all, but after you experience it, the sense of achievement makes it all worth it and kind of fun. Type 1 fun we describe as fun in the moment and less exhausting, and there is someone you can lean on to help you with the work. In other words, you can get loose. Our hiking trip consists of 3 days. Day 1, we hiked 3 miles. Day 2, we hiked 12 miles. Finally, day 3, we hiked the last mile. Every night, we have to make our tent to sleep in, make every meal, make a fire, and pack it all up in the morning to go to our next site. Even though there are always mishaps on the hiking trip, such as people getting lost or getting soaked in the rain, we always find a way to make a solution. For example, one day we lost our tent poles somewhere along the trail without realizing it, so we had to use sticks in their place. After going on these 3-day hiking trips, I've learned persistence, grit, and patience. I've fallen down and chosen to get back up again because I had my friends by my side. I've scraped my knees, walked through thorn bushes under the sweltering sun or the pouring rain, but I never let that get to me. I keep my head high, keep climbing, keep my cool. This has made me enjoy the little things so much more. The best feeling in the world is when you're on the last day and you only have 1 mile left to go. As we get closer to civilization, townspeople are looking at us strangely as we scream the lyrics to High School Musical and Camp Rock at the top of our lungs to get us through the hike. We don't let that or anything else stop us because we are celebrating what we just accomplished. This year, I will be in 4 trails, which consist of a 4-day hike, a 4-day bike trip, and a 3-day canoe trip. 4 trails is different because we spend more time out of camp. For the past 5 years, I have stayed in camp with 2 overnight trips. This year, 4 trails is a big change, and I'm ready for it. 4 trails is preparing us for Voyager, where you bike approximately 40 to 60 miles a day around the perimeter of Nova Scotia for 14 days with everything on your bike for 2 weeks. There are a couple of Century days where you bike 100 miles. It will also prepare us for Odyssey, where you hike 130 miles on part of the Appalachian Trail, carrying everything you need for 3 weeks on your back. We also take turns on all of our trips carrying supplies, gear, and food. Thinking back on it now, as I'm sharing this speech with you, I realize why this is my favorite place. It has challenged me to go outside my comfort zone and really be myself. I'm so excited to return to camp next summer. Only 67 more days. Thank you.